Hello there. This week, Radio New Zealand showcased a really close working link between the University of Waikato and the National Party in the build up to this year's announcement that they want to put in a $300 million a year new medical school into the university. And on one hand, it makes sense that the two groups are talking to each other. If the party had announced this plan without talking to the university at all hell would have broken loose and people would have been understandably upset. But the closeness of that working relationship is really concerning. The university paid $1 million to bring on Stephen Joyce as an advisor on how to make this palatable to the public, and it included things like trying a shame program to shame the Labour Party into funding something like this, which that doesn't seem kind of dodgy at all. At the same time, you've got people like Dr. Shane Reti answering emails within minutes of them being sent, saying things like, you know what? We should massage the numbers a little bit to make it look better and make it look like we've updated costings. How is that not dodgy sounding? At the same time, the university's vice-chancellor, Neil Quigley, coincidentally the same Neil Quigley who decided to write a letter of support for convicted millionaire sex offender James Wallace after he'd been convicted, describes this as a present for the National Party. Universities are not there to play partisan politics. They're there to educate, and a vice-chancellor's role is there to administrate, make sure the university is ticking over the way it needs to. And yet there are some tough decisions that they have to make, but it shouldn't be in favour of trying to promote a certain political ideology. It should be about making the university do the best that it can with what it's got. And the last time that the university was considering a medical school, in 2016, the lead up to that was filled with assumptions that National were going to win that election, which meant that they went on a whole cutting spree. They cut staff from across departments, they culled budgets, and they increased user fees for a whole range of products for students and staff across the university. That's likely to happen again, which means less emphasis on other areas to focus specifically on a medical school because of a pet project from a vice-chancellor who is really partisan in where his politics are at the moment. That sounds really dodgy to me.